Hey, welcome back once again to another exciting and informative Bass Gear Magazine review. I'm Sean Fairchild, and today we're looking at the IK Multimedia TONEX pedal. Here we... wait for it. Go! So the TONEX, what is this thing? Well, it's basically an amp and cabinet modeling platform. And in my view, half of the platform is the PC editor or Mac editor. It's basically a way to take your favorite sounds with you on stage with very little muss and fuss. So you get two states in its default function. You get two states of different amp and cab models by pressing the foot switch. There's another mode of operation that allows you to have a third state. But everything on here does double or triple duty. The pedal is so small, everything has to have multiple functions. So the primary knob here is both gain and volume, and there's a different way to access those parameters. The micro knobs are bass, mid, and treble as their primary function, but they also control compressor, reverb, and the gate effect as a secondary function. At its core, the TONEX is really all about amps and cabs. That's what it does really well, and that's what it's focused at. There are effects on board, but it's not a multi-effects machine. It excels at driven tones. That is the bread and butter of the TONEX. That's what it's all about. There are, I think, 260 some models that you have to choose from. You can also create your own models. You can model your own gear, which is super cool. Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to try that out, but I highly recommend playing around with that and the software. Wonderful for lots of different types of amp and cab sounds. So if you're somebody who plays direct a lot, if you use in-ear monitors, if your group or your act or whatever regularly plays out without the benefit of the filtering that amps and cabs give you, and you enjoy that sort of thing, this could be exactly what you're looking for if you want a very lightweight, small footprint setup to get that same kind of vibe. Now, anytime you're dealing with a product this small, chances are you're going to need to really acquaint yourself well with the computer side of this product, of the platform. So as I said earlier, I feel like the editor, the PC editor, is half of the experience of this type of pedal, and that's not a bad thing at all. In fact, it's a great thing because IK Multimedia, the same folks behind Amplitude and numerous other software platforms that you may have used if you are a recording musician or you're into DAW usage, they're well practiced at it. They've got a streamlined UI, things are good. Of course, with any type of product like this, there's going to be some degree of learning how the company organizes things visually and how to navigate it. But they are certainly not new to this game. So with that in mind, let's check out the PC editor and see how that looks. All right, and welcome now to the PC editor portion of our program. I have my TONEX plugged in here. If I hold it right like that, I get kind of a glare, but you can see I've got my TONEX plugged in via USB, and I have the TONEX editor software pulled up. You see the three models that I have. I have my A state, my B state, and then my sort of third state, my disengaged state. It's not really a bypass, but my third state available here with these three sort of cards that are right down here. If I click on each one, you'll see specific settings. So this orange amp, I've got this English Dirt cab. English Dirt is a fun name. I've got this Push HD or Push D stomp distortion as my B model, and I have this SVT amp right here as sort of my third option. I've been playing around with a bunch of these. I previously just recorded a whole version of this segment with no audio, so these are already kind of random right now. what you're seeing down here are the 20 models that I can have loaded physically on this hardware. There we go, at any one time. Oh, and as I go between these, you might notice the colors of the micro knobs at the top changing. And that tells you what function those little guys are controlling with a certain thing selected. You can have these 20 different settings on the pedal at one time. So this is 20 pairs, I suppose not necessarily pairs, because I've got 3 items, but 20 sets of settings that you can toggle between. You can see a number of different attributes up here at the top where my cursor is that I can control. So in this case, the amp model is not an amp at all, but actually a pedal. Where we have access to other types of effects are here in these last 4 blocks. So I can control a variable compressor, turn that guy on and off, and then change elements about the threshold and gain, attack, whether it's pre or post. I can do the same thing for modulation, and we're given 5 different effects there. I really like rotary sounds. I love Leslie sounds. They're just so cool. We got a couple different options for delays, a digital or a tape delay, and then normal or ping pong. And again, we can sync it. We can go pre or post, various parameters here that we can change. And the reverb, we've got 4 different kinds of spring reverbs, a room and a plate. I love plate. I love that shimmer. I love plate. I love lamp. I love plate. It's great. Plate's great. So if I go over to the librarian, this is where I can drag and drop items from this right side, this right pane here, and I can either drop it into my list of 20 things here and, overwrite a preset, or what I can do is grab something and drag it right up to this A state or the B state or the stomp mode of the pedal. So I could do this, for instance, and my orange 50 changes into a full tone, full drive 2. Nice. I've got lots of distortion going on, which is the way I like it. You can change the colors of these knobs, which I think is really cool. So that helps you differentiate between your different presets, your different models. If I wanted to go here to this SVT model here, I can change this. Right now it's set to be orange. Actually, here, let me see if I can, we'll just load this in. And I'll go to this A side. So they are orange right now. Ooh, that doesn't come through very well. So let me make a really dramatic color change that you will hopefully notice in real time. I'm going to switch them to being blue, as you can see I'm doing right here in the menu, and bam, they're blue. So that's pretty cool. I like the ability to do that. So that is a look at the TONEX Editor app. Well guys, thank you so much for joining me once again. It's been a while, I feel like, since we've been able to share this space together in your car or on the train or in the living room, wherever you happen to be. Make sure to go to bassgearmag.com to read the full written review. There's tons more information there, specifications, all kinds of good stuff. Since you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and bells and all that stuff, because, I mean, NAMM is right around the corner. There's going to be tons and tons of good gear goodies, and all kinds of fun things. Make sure you've got those notifications on. I'm Sean Fairchild. Once again, thank you for joining us. I'll see you next time.